Hello YouTube, it's your boy Strawberry back with another reaction actually. A lot of you are probably going to be wondering what was happening with me, and I decided I'm gonna push that to the end of the video. So if you are interested in like me going over all of this, what was happening, why back to reactions now instead of like those other edited videos I did, sorta all that happened for the past 3 months on the channel and what's going to happen in the future with the channel, just go to the end of the video or just watch the reaction with me, and then then we're gonna discuss it. So yeah, Eastern European Stereotypes Explained by Living Ironically in Europe. I literally reacted to one of his videos, I think, and it was very popular, so here's a follow-up.
Eastern Europe.
Also, just yeah, that's Poland. I can see by the plates on the cars, but even if those plates were not visible, man, the fucking potatoes on that old ass car. Oh, that's Poland, all right. Like every Polish city has a spot exactly like this. Yep, that's some Eastern Europe if I ever seen it.
A magical place where dreams, hopes, and aspirations go to die, and ugly British men go to get laid. Its exact location is a bit controversial, as everyone from this group copes and pleads how they're Central Europe. But we all know everything east of Vienna is Russia in denial. Despite this, even though Eastern Europe has played a crucial role in educating the masses on how not to organize their economies, very few people know the accurate stereotypes from the region, and very often resort to depicting everyone and anyone from this region as Russians with slightly different variations.
Yep.
So, to correct this mistake, here are Eastern European Stereotypes Explained. There's one country that constantly seems to stir the pot in Europe, then that is none other than Hungary. Throughout Europe, Hungary as a country tends to have a reputation.
I'm actually not that familiar with Hungary personally. That's gonna be an educational experience.
As a troublemaker when it comes to everything and anything political. The EU is voting to pass a new law that criminalizes chucking cats off bridges into a river? Well, guess who's gonna veto that one? Who else but Hungary? As a people though, the Hungarians are usually stereotyped as being quite cold, reserved, apprehensive, and don't like to venture out of their own circle. Throughout the Balkans, they're not the most well known for being able to speak a different language other than Hungarian, because of which everyone and anyone makes fun of them for it. Alongside this, the Hungarians are renowned for their pessimism. No matter how good things are going, how nice something is, Hungarians will always find a reason to think it's not going to last.
He's just describing Poland. I don't understand. Are we just the same country, man? That's literally fucking Poland down to a T.
And everything will collapse into misery and suffering.
Yep.
Sort of like my last relationship. This is so prevalent throughout the Hungarian psyche that there is even a saying about this in Hungarian. Sírva vigod magyar, which roughly translates to, the Hungarian is jolly while crying. Essentially, they're like a bunch of emos who, instead of dressing in all black and having a questionable hairstyle, have to stick sour cream in everything they eat and speak the language of the Martians from Mars Attacks. If you've ever seen a man on a
Oh my god.
summer day strutting down the city, rocking the renowned socks and sandals combo, alongside with a white wife beater and a mullet, then my friend, you've encountered a Czech. Throughout the Slavic world, the Czechs are seen as the most composed of the bunch, except for maybe the Slovenians.
Just wanna say that Czeski to Polish people, it sounds like extremely fucking hilarious version of Polish.
But we all know what goes on there, so we don't count them. While other Slavs love to spend their time in bars and pubs, drinking the most disgusting, revolting, gag reflex-inducing brandy or vodka.
That's gotta be.
Personally spending gag reflex.
That's gotta be from Poland, man.
reflex-inducing brand
Yep, those pixels are Polish.
or vodka their grandpa personally spent their weekend brewing and ended up making in a tub whose fumes blinded the entire village for 5 days.
Drma, a? Pa to je domaća, majku ti jebem. Kad sam je peko, cela ulica halucinirala 3 dana od isparenja. 40 ljudi prijavilo policiji da je videlo boginju Šivu.
The Czechs instead like to drink good old beer.
I have a German accent, and so of course I love beer.
Living in such close proximity to the Germans made them stereotyped as the most functional among the Slavs, and the most stuck up as well. Many even just like to call them Slavic-speaking Germans. And if you're ever in Czechia, don't shy away from saying this to the locals. They'll absolutely adore you for it. If the Czechs are the Slavs who have their shit the most together, then the Poles would be the most unhinged. Well, in the US, Poles are usually stereotyped unhinged.
For some reason, every time you see this happening, people making cannons out of trash cans, it's always a Polish fucking clip. And I don't get it. I'm from Poland and I never did this as a teenager or anything. I never heard about this. So I don't have any fucking context for this. I don't know what this is about.
Well, in the US, Poles are usually stereotyped as being slow and not having the best of brain function. In Europe, they are stereotyped as the most hyperactive, high-energy spastics in existence. Every time you log on the internet and find some bizarre fever dream-esque clip on it, such as a homeless guy being spray-painted silver, a guy screaming at some poor lost animal in the city, or just simply
that's not just any animal, that's fucking bobber, kurwa. Okay?
Annoying the tram driver.
Bajajajo, bajajajo.
You just know it originated from Poland. Besides operating on another plane of existence, the Poles are also stereotyped as being extremely religious. Today, the country is one of the most Catholic countries in the world and by far in Europe. As a result, the Poles tend to take Catholicism quite seriously. This essentially originates from Poland being constantly invaded, annexed, and divided amongst its neighbors. As such, the church was the mainstay of Polish language, tradition, heritage, culture, and literature.
Why was that from Live Leak? What the fuck happened in that clip later?
Because of this, the church came to play a big part of life for Poles and as a result helped in the creation of this.
John Paul II, that I hope he talks more about this.
Stereotype.
Okay, he didn't talk about Pope John Paul II. Very prevalent figurehead in meme culture of Poland. We fucking love memeing on John Paul for just no reason other than we had a Polish Pope, and that's quite remarkable. Quite true what he said, but I gotta say, with my generation specifically, there has been quite a big falling off with the church. The community is still big, but there has been a pretty dramatic fall off in the church's influence in Poland, like in the past 20 or so years. This is a topic that could honestly go on for a long time, so I'm just gonna check out what's going on in the countries I'm less familiar with.
Helped in the creation of this stereotype. Now, you think that a group of countries that is located this far east on the continent would accept that they are Eastern Europe, but no, we're not Eastern Europe, we're Northern Europe, we're Nordic, bro, please. But regardless of what their European pronouns are, one thing is for certain. Their food is a cardinal sin against humanity and everything good and holy. If you want your plate to look like something that came out from the chum bucket, the Baltic cuisine is the food for you. As a whole, the people are also known as professional Russia haters. Pray to God that if you ever enter in a competition on hating Russia, that your opponent isn't an Estonian. But considering
love them. Love those folks, man. We fucking love hating on Russia here, boy.
Russians more or less try to wipe their entire culture and people off the face of the earth, it's kind of expected. Next up, we have Moldova. Now, if you ever seen someone online describe themselves as Balkan/Eastern European and create content about that region without ever specifying from what country they're from exactly, then my friend, you've stumbled upon a Moldovan. Essentially, Moldovans are stereotyped as basically Russified Romanians. Although they might speak Romanian, have the same culture as Romanians, and share the same genes as Romanians, if you're Romanian, good luck trying to decipher anything someone with a Chisinau accent said. They're also known as the world's biggest drinkers as well, and to be fair, if most of your country look like an endless doomer montage, you drink too. It also doesn't help that they are some of the best makers of wine, for which they were known throughout the Soviet Union. Depending on whether you're a batshit insane liberal or a completely demented conservative, you either think that the Ukrainians are the most perfect heroic heroes that are fighting to keep our democratic freedoms, and if you so much as say anything slightly critical of the country, you are a piece of shit Botnik that should go and lick the dirt off of Putin's boots and die! Or that they're the most corrupt Nazi sympathizers in the world, that the global elite, consisting of Klaus Schwab, Biden, Ursula von der Leyen, and Taylor Swift, is using as their pawns in an effort to achieve complete and utter world domination. And Zelensky himself is actually a shape-shifting fascist lizard man who eats US gold reserves.
I'm just gonna let the bit run out.
However, if you haven't been lobotomized and take modern political discussion out of the equation, Ukrainians are generally stereotyped as everyone else in Eastern Europe, being cold, living in grey Minecraft blocks, and eating everything and anything that's been stuffed in a barrel with vinegar for half of the year. Amongst the Western world, their women are known for their beauty and charm, therefore the country is full of wannabe alpha male passport bros that make YouTube videos on how to pick up a trad-wife Ukrainian girl, and not one of those icky, stinky, dinky American girls that only know how to charge their phone, twerk, be bisexual, eat hot chip, and lie. Apparently they also eat a lot of pig lard and borscht.
Once again, I would like to make this very clear. I am gay.
In the past, your average Russian was stereotyped as a cold, goofy man with a thick accent that does stupid shit in the tundra, such as wrestling a bear, driving like a fucking idiot, drink copious amounts of vodka, and pass out in the most random of places. However, ever since Putin just had to go and conquer more territory because God knows Russia being the largest country by landmass doesn't have enough of it, the Russians have started to be stereotyped as essentially an incompetent fire nation that can't even conquer the Southern Water Tribe, let alone bossing say. Brain-dead liberals stereotype them as the second coming of the Huns and as the scourge of the earth, while cognitively inhibited conservatives perceive them as some conservative value-fighting crusaders who are here to free the world from wokeism and slay the evil stinkman Zelensky, who has almost sucked the entire Federal Reserve dry. At the end of the day, if you have a pulse, you probably have your own stereotype about these guys. In conclusion, and yeah, those would be some of the more popular stereotypes about these countries. If you enjoyed this video,
The only thing about Russia that I'm gonna say is it kind of pisses me off how people generalize an entire fucking country and like say they are warmongers or whatever. People like already fucking forgot when the special operation on Ukraine started, a lot of Russian people protested, and those people are in fucking jail right now. That's why, like I said at the beginning, there was a lot of news coverage about protests there, but like obviously the fucking fascist military police state that is Russia like quickly put down the boot. And I don't know what's happening right now with any sort of movement opposing this conflict, so it's hard for me to tell, but yeah, like there were a lot of Russian people who didn't want this, obviously, and they have been sent to jail, and this means that they probably been sent to the fucking front lines because, you know, they obviously picked prisoners for the war effort. And I'm thinking a lot of people were afraid of that, so they now keep more quiet. But, you know, don't fucking generalize an entire country based on whatever the dick in command decided to do, you know.
As always, give it a like and smash that subscribe button. And if you really enjoyed it, become a member like these wonderful people. My name is Janos, and you've watched Living Ironically in Europe.
Okay, so yeah, I pretty much just said everything I had to say in the video, so nothing much to say other than amazing channel. Gotta watch some more of it. Ooh, European Stereotypes could be good. I wonder if he talks about how if you live on another continent than me, right? If you live in Asia or any of the Americas, there is a chance you have a stereotype about Europeans. And what you don't realize is that stereotype is actually about the French. For some reason, people in other parts of the world just see a typical French person as the entirety of Europe, you know, cigarettes and coffee for breakfast. No offense to the French, you know, just saying. And yeah, that's it for the video. Now I'm gonna talk about my channel. So I have a handy note here where I wrote down what I wanted to say. Some of you have been wondering, at least on the channel, like I've seen in the comments where I have been, why I have stopped making reactions and whatnot. So the base of it is, so around 5 months ago I got another job, better paying job that is way more time consuming, sadly. So I didn't have a lot of time for this while I was adjusting and while there were other things going on. And the channel in general has been growing very slowly. It's growing, so I like it. I like that it's growing at all. I never expected this when I first started making videos, that it's gonna get any growth. So this is a very cool surprise for me, but the growth has been slow, and I decided I'm gonna focus my effort on other things. So I switched the format to those highly edited reviews and gaming videos that I could edit at any time, that didn't require recording like this, just so I could better fuse it with my new schedule. So that's why I wanted to make that switch to those videos. Sadly, those videos they took a lot more effort than a reaction like this, and the response has been you know, they got less views. So I took a break. Those 2 months where I did those highly edited videos also helped me break up the monotony, because reacting got a little bit samey, you know, after so long of doing it. But now it's been 5 months, my battery is completely recharged, and obviously you guys like reactions more than my edited stuff, because I see the views, the views are going mostly to reactions. So hey, I'm just gonna, you know, I'm just gonna cater to whatever you guys want. And yeah, I came back now pretty much because I don't want this channel to stop growing. This is a potential at some point in the future. This is a potential alternate career for me. So I've been exploring other options too, quite a way like this. I've picked up a couple of months ago, I also picked up Unity. I started learning how to make games, so that's something I really want to try for this year, to see if I can make some kind of an indie video game that I would love to share with all you beautiful people. And in the meantime, I wanna upload at least a couple of reactions a month, just to keep the lights on the channel. And if it starts growing, then hey, fuck it, I'm gonna just come back to doing this. So that's pretty much it. If you've been here supporting the channel, thank you so much. As always, it means the world to me. And for those of you who prefer my edited gaming content, that's still gonna be here at some point. That's made out of my passion and interest, so it's obviously gonna come back to the channel at some point. I'm not just gonna give up on that completely. So So yeah, that's it. I'm back. There's going to be like at least a couple reactions a month. Not as much as back in the day, obviously, but we're eventually gonna get back up there. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you as always in the next one. Remember to like drop your suggestions for what I should react next in the comments.